Hello there. AMT Rainbow is brought to you by Another Man's Treasures and Mr.Kidd. There are no grants, donations, purchases, or money given to this program, so view at your own free will and enjoy AMT Rainbow with Mr.Kidd. Oh, hi folks, we're back there again. I hope you all are ready for your parents are ready for your little break again. So get this casting on your television, hand the kids your phone. This one's going to be guided a little towards the younger ones. We're going to do two of them right now. And I might have to get a little bit closer to kind of make some noise and make some shouts. But here we go. We're going to have fun. So let's rock and roll with the animal quiz. Like I said, this is going to be for your younger children. Animal Quiz, A Little Golden Book by Nancy Fielding Hewlett. Pictures by Mel Crawford. Golden Press, New York. How much does a baby elephant weigh? A newborn elephant weighs about 200 pounds. The mother weighs more than 4 tons. Kids, that's 8,000 pounds. So a mama elephant, 8,000 pounds, while a baby elephant can weigh up to 200 pounds. In comparison, I weigh about 220 pounds. So a baby elephant's going to weigh as much as me when it's born. How much do you kids weigh? Crazy, huh? Fun. How does a mother hippopotamus teach her child to swim? The big hippos, with the 4 big teeth. Yeah. First, the mother lets the baby hippo ride on her back in the water. Then she slips out from under him and leaves the baby on his own. You imagine if you had to learn to swim like that? That would be scary, wouldn't it? What does a mother raccoon do when her babies are in danger? More than likely, it's the same thing your mom's going to do sometimes. I don't know. But the raccoon sends the babies up the tree, then leads the attacker away from the hiding place. So she hides her babies. Just like your mom would do, hide you, and then they will chase the predator away, chase the attacker away. Yeah, but your mom will probably call 911 to let the police come do that, huh? Yeah, while she protects you. That's awesome. Fun. All kinds of dogs. Which is the tallest dog? The Irish Wolfhound. It stands 32 to 34 inches high at the shoulder and can reach more than 6 feet when it stands on its back legs. That's taller than me. And it may weigh up to 120 pounds. Once again, kids, how much do you weigh? And this dog weighs 120 pounds and can stand 6 feet tall? Wow! Which is the smallest dog? The Mexican Chihuahua. It weighs from 1 to 8 pounds. It's like the little puppy dog on the Taco Bell commercial. Yo quiero Taco Bell! What does the name Dachshund mean? It's a German word meaning badger dog. These little dogs were used to hunt badgers during the Middle Ages. That's older than your parents. I hope you know that, kids. Which is the fastest dog? Which one do you think is the fastest? That's right, it's the Greyhound. It has been timed to rate at rates of 35 to 40 miles an hour. That's how fast your parents are supposed to drive down Main Street. How does the boxer get his name? The boxer dog. Yeah? It is called boxer because it stands up on its hind legs to fight. Kind of like a kangaroo, huh? Ooh, whales. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Speaking whale. Is the whale a fish? Nope. Like man, it is a mammal. When a baby whale is born, it stays for some time with its mother, who feeds it and protects it. Why does a whale come to the surface so often? It must come to the surface to breathe. The big spout, the big hole on its back. That's how it breathes. Like man, it has lungs and must fill them with air. When a whale spouts, it is exhaling its air. Can you believe how long it takes? They can hold their breath for? That's a long time, huh? Do all whales have teeth? What do you think? No, only some of them do, such as the sperm and killer whales. Others have a row of horny plates called whalebone. Which is the largest whale? The blue whale is not only the largest whale, but the largest animal known today. Some are more than 100 feet long and weigh over 115 tons. Now, kids, after this video, go ask your parents how many pounds are in a ton, and then times that by 115. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Animal tricks. How does an opossum protect itself? It plays possum, which means it pretends to be dead. Many animals will not go near a dead opossum. How does the red fox hide its trail? This clever animal confuses trackers by doubling back on its trail. It can lose them entirely by going through water, which destroys its scent. What animal can change color to match its surroundings? Which one? It's the chameleon. He's a kind of lizard. His home is in Africa. Animal homes. Where do beavers live? They live in lodges. That's what they call them. Lodges. Just ask a beaver, he'll tell you. In a pond, also known as a beaver dam. A pair of beavers and their young work together to build their home of rocks, sticks, and sod, which sod is your grass, is grassy stuff that you find in the wilderness. What animals live in towns? Kind of like the town we live in. Not what animals live in Tooele's town, but what kind of animals live in their own town? You know, like trolls have their own town. They're not an animal, but they have their own town, right? The Smurfs have their own town. What kind of other animals live in their own town? Prairie dogs. A group of these small animals related to squirrels. No, we're not talking about a normal dog. It's a animal that looks like a squirrel, just a little different in the face. And it's called a prairie dog. They build their burrows in the same area. Their burrow is what they burrow underground, their little underground homes. And they visit work together like people in a small town. Ants are another one that will do that, right? They have their own colony. Bees, they have their own colony, and they all work together, live together, and create something together. What animals live in another animal's shell? Holy cow. That's almost like your Uncle Joe living in your house, huh? Darn you, Uncle Joe. The hermit crab. It lives in an empty shell that it finds along the shore. It is called hermit because it lives alone. Bears. What bear is a very strong swimmer? You might think all of them are, but there's one bear in specific here. The polar bear. It spends most of its life in the water, diving and swimming at a rate of 3 to 6 miles an hour. What bear is sometimes called the clown of the woods? You know, when you go to the circus or the rodeo, Halloween, weird places, you might see a clown, huh? Well, the black bear. Its antics include dancing and standing on its head and begging for food with outstretched paws. Now, you kids picture a black bear standing on his head. It's fun, huh? How did the teddy bear get his name? I hope you all are going on your bear hunts this week looking for teddy bears in windows. Another Man's Treasures has a few teddy bears and a few other stuffies you can find at any time when you drive by. A doll manufacturer named the toy for President Teddy Roosevelt because Teddy Roosevelt had a pet bear. You believe that? Would you want a pet bear? He'd probably eat all your Cheerios. Elephants. Which elephant do we see at the circus? African or Indian? The Indian elephant, which is easier to train than its wilder African relative. The female Indian elephant has a much gentler disposition than the male. You can understand that. Most times your mom is a lot more gentler than your dad. Your dad's rough and tough and he's rugged, right? And your mom is just kind, sweet, and sensitive. The same goes for elephants. How long does an elephant live? About 60 years. Elephants can live for 60 years, almost as long as a human. Does an elephant drink through its trunk? What do you think? You see it on TV doing it all the time, right? No. It sucks water in through its trunk, then sprays the water into his mouth. That would be a pretty awesome trick, huh? Don't try it, though, because you might get bubblies in your nose and make a mess. We don't want to do that, right? Okay. Is it true that an elephant never forgets? I know I forget a lot. No, in fact, an elephant's memory is not at all above average. Circus elephants must rehearse often so they won't forget their routines. So an elephant does forget. Pretty quickly, too. Cats. Can cats see in the dark? No, not in absolute darkness. But a cat needs less light to recognize objects than do most other animals. What cat has no tail? It's called the Manx, a native of the Isle of Man, which is in the Irish Sea. If you have a globe at home, have your parents, after this video, show you where the Irish Sea is. Where were cats regarded as sacred beings? In ancient Egypt, the Egyptians worshipped cats and made sure that they lived in luxury. Which cat can run the fastest? Which one? The cheetah. It can run as fast as 60 miles an hour over short distances. It is the swiftest of all animals. Which is the biggest cat in the Americas? Nope, not the house cat. Nope. It isn't Spike, your cat. The jaguar. whose home is in South America. It measures from 6 to 8 feet long and may weigh up to 250 pounds. Now that's a big cat. Animal Kid quiz. What kind of dog is this? Is it a Cocker Spaniel, an Irish Setter, a Springer Spaniel, or a Dachshund? It's a Cocker Spaniel. What is this animal here? Is it a moose, a reindeer, a buffalo, or an elk? It's a reindeer, which is also called a caribou, the same one that pulls Santa's sleigh. This forest animal is the very bottom one there, kids. Is it a squirrel, a prairie dog, a woodchuck, or a chipmunk? It's a woodchuck. Groundhog is another name for this animal, and according to our weather lately, our groundhog was not very correct, was he? Fishes. Can the flying fish really fly? No, it glides at high speed along the surfaces of the ocean and sometimes jumps up. This makes it look like it's flying, but it's really just jumping out of the water and flying towards the surface of the water. What is the largest fish? Remember, whales are not a fish. They're a mammal. So what is the largest fish? The whale shark. This shark can be over 45 feet long and can weigh as much as 15 tons. 45 feet long is about almost as tall as some of your houses. Some, it might be taller than your house. Holy cow! That's like the size of a school bus. The big long ones. Which fish is a living fossil? I wouldn't know this one either, kids. It's the coelacanth, which had been known to scientists only through ancient fossils until it was discovered living in the ocean just a few years ago. Of course, this book is pretty old. So just a few years ago to this book is probably in the 70s or 80s. Older than your parents. Some of them. Most of them. Crazy! Older than me, that's for sure. Horses. This one's going a little longer than I expected, but there's only a few pages left, kids. I hope your parents are getting a good break. Kids, let's get into horses. We all love horses, right? Yeah! How is a horse's height measured? In hands. A hand equals 4 inches. Now, my hand isn't 4 inches. I know that. My hand is more like, I'm not even going to say, my hands are big. I think they're like 10 or 11 inches. The height is measured from the ground to the highest part of the withers or shoulders. What is a pony? We all know what a pony is out there, don't we, kids? It is a small, stocky horse that measures less than 14 hands high. What is the biggest horse in the world? It is the Shire. This draft horse, measuring over 17 hands high and weighing more than 1 ton, can pull very heavy loads. What is the name of this beautiful golden horse with the white mane and tail? Anybody know what that one is? This is a Palomino. Palominos were first brought to America by the Spaniards in colonial times. That's a long time ago, kids. What is the smallest breed of horse? The Shetland pony. The tiniest ever recorded was only 17 inches high. That's about like that. Holy cow, that's crazy. Animal weapons. Is it true that a porcupine shoots quills at the enemy? No, but the quills are loosely attached to the porcupine's body. Some of them may come loose and stick to the attacker. The quills may cause great pain and even death. How does an armadillo protect itself? Just like a potato bug, huh? Or a roly-poly, whichever you call them. They roll up in little balls. Let's practice that, kids. Roll up in a little ball. Hold it tight. Protect yourselves. Yeah, now you can rock it back and forth and... We're good, huh? Its head, back, and tail are protected by a bony armor. When attacked, the armadillo curls up into an armor-covered ball. What does a skunk do if it's attacked? Oh, it shoots out an evil-smelling spray from a gland under its tail. The spray pains and sometimes blinds the enemy. Ooh, stinky, stinky. Not stinky like your brother, but stinky, stinky. How does a beaver signal danger? It slaps its broad, heavy tail on the ground, thump, 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 like in Bambi when he's thump, 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 thumper, thump, 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 thump. His loud noise warns other beavers of danger, even though Thumper's not a beaver. He's still thump, 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 thump. Or is it his foot? It's his foot, huh? Yeah, it's his foot. You guys got me on that one. I better brush up on my Bambi. How does a mother white-tailed deer signal to her fawn? She flicks up the white underside of her tail, which is easily visible even if the fawn is some distance away. What sign language do bears have among themselves? A bear scratches a tree with its claws or teeth to mark a trail for other bears or to show where its some territory lies. There you go. If you see bear marks on a tree, that means he's marking his territory or he's marking a path. Snakes. Does a rattlesnake ever acquire new rattles? Yes, each time it sheds its skin, a new segment or rattle is added. So a snake sheds its skin to grow longer. It's got to shed that old skin to make new skin. Which snake is helpful to farmers? The gopher snake of the south. It feeds on mice and rats, which are dangerous to crops. Are all snakes dangerous? No, they aren't. Only about 250 of the 3,000 known snakes are venomous. Of these, copperheads, moccasins, and rattlers are native to the United States. On to birds. You kids having fun? I know I am, learning a lot about animals today. So let's figure out what we got on birds. What birds are famous for their long-distance flying? Fly a long ways. The Arctic terns. Each spring they make a trip from their winter home in Antarctica, clear on the bottom of the pole, bottom of the earth. You know where Santa is on the North Pole? Antarctica. Exact opposite. To their summer home in the Arctic. This is a 11,000-mile trip. Wow. What bird can fly backwards? The ruby-throated hummingbird. It can also hover motionless in midair. I'm sure you've seen those hummingbirds. They flap their wings so fast. They look like they're just sitting still. Which bird flies the fastest? The peregrine. This hawk may reach a speed of up to 200 miles an hour when it swoops in on its prey. Animals of the fields and plains. What is a wapiti? I know we've got a camp wapiti up here in these mountains, so some of you kids might know. Some of you scouts might know. A wapiti is an elk. A wapiti is a Shawnee Indian word meaning white deer. The name probably refers to the white patch on the elk's rump, on his bum bum. Can squirrels fly? No, the flying squirrel does not fly with wings. It has loose fold of skin between its front and rear legs, and it can soar long distances from tree to tree, kind of like a paraglider. How long can a beaver stay underwater? How long do you think? How long can you stay underwater? Let's not try this without a brother and sister or mom and dad present to help you out. But a beaver can stay underwater for about 17 minutes. That's longer than this video, almost. Just kidding. This video is almost 25 minutes right now. The time it would take a beaver to swim a half a mile. It can swim a half a mile in 17 minutes. That's crazy. How fast can you swim? How much does a newborn chipmunk weigh? About 1/9 of an ounce. It's almost like less than an Oreo cookie. At the age of 3 months, the chipmunk reaches its adult size of 10 inches, which is about the size of my hand, a little bit smaller, when it weighs 5 or 6 ounces. That's not very much. That's less than a pound. How far can a jackrabbit leap? About 20 feet. Whoa! Some can travel as fast as 45 miles an hour. Okay, one more quiz here and we're done with this book for today. It's a one-word quiz. Shout out the answers when you know them. The giant panda is most closely related to... We just talked about pandas in our last reading. Raccoons! That's right. The panda's home is in the Himalayas, where it lives on bamboo shoots, but its close relative is the raccoon. A young bear is called a... So puppies are for dogs. Kittens are for cats. What is a young bear called? That's right, a cub. Cubs stay with their mother in the den until they are about 1 year old. The prairie dog is related to the... We talked about the prairie dog. We also talked about what it looks like. It's probably what it's related to. What do you remember? The prairie dog is related to chipmunks, squirrels, rats, and other members of large family of rodents. That's what they are. Well, there you go, kids. Parents, I just gave you close to a half an hour break to read to your kids. Hopefully you're reading to your kids every night. You can always pick up little golden books here at Another Man's Treasures. Most of these are, unless they're really sought after and antique and collectibles, most of these books are about $1. Trying to find the price tag here. It's somewhere in here. But yeah, they're about $1. So come on in if you need some books. We'll try to find you some. I know Capital City Antique Mall also has more children's books if we run out. If not, the Twila City Library, when they open again, not yet, let them open first, also has these books. If you guys need any more help, if you're liking my videos, if you want me to read more to your kids, please shoot out an email to me at information@amttowilla.com. AMTTOOELE. Shoot me an email. Let me know what books you want me to read. Let me know if you need more time. Half hour sometime isn't long enough. I can go longer. So let's read to your kids. If you need me to help you, I'm here to help. I can read every day. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you next time on AMT Rainbow.